If you don't know what a spiral shank nail is, it's that. It's like a drill bit. As it goes in, you nail it, it screws in. If you try to take it out, it ain't coming. They didn't want it to go anywhere. Hi, welcome back. It's been a while. Quick rundown of what I'm doing. So, hallway is pretty much done. There's the floor. Windows are done. Heat's in. I gotta do that door yet, which I'm waiting on. I'm waiting on it to warm up before I take that door off and start messing with that. I've put trim up on the stair landing. Gotta finish that. Got some new ceiling fan. If I've ever said it or not, I don't know, but I'm gonna put a TV right there. And we're gonna sit in this little nook area right here. We're gonna have a little couch, and that's kind of gonna be an area for us to sit and hang out. Because when I get to the living room downstairs, we're gonna have to have a place to hang out, and this is gonna be it. But yeah, again, this is kind of what the floors turned out to look like. They turned out pretty good. I think they turned out pretty good. It was a lot of work. So why didn't I film it? To be quite honest, I was sick of dragging the camera around every time I did something. I just wanted to work and get this thing done and not mess with filming it and just doing all the stuff it takes when you're filming these things. Not trying to complain, but it is kind of a pain to drag this camera around and film everything I'm doing all the time. Set it in a good spot, mess with the batteries. It seemed like every time I go to turn this thing on, the battery's dead. I don't know. So anyway, I just got everything done. Oh yeah, look, I added crown molding to the entire hallway. We gotta get a light yet, which we're gonna use one we already have. Painted the ceiling, which turned out real well. So we're not doing anything with the ceiling. I added a couple lights here in the nook, if you can see them. Oh, I'll just turn them on. Boom. And at nighttime, it looks awesome up here. Really brightens the place up. It looks really cool. There were never any lights there before, so we got those up. And yeah, like I said, the windows turned out really good. I don't know if because of the lighting, if it's hard to see. There you go. Did not go with the wood base that was here. I went back with just a regular molding on the floor. Again, because of time, and I wanted some contrast up here. There's so much wood and so much brown. I think it looks good. So that's what we're doing up here in the hallway. We'll have wood downstairs where it is originally. And the bedrooms are all wood. But, you know, this little area right here, I just went with just regular trim. Turned out pretty good. Turned this into a usable closet area, where before it was just a door that led into a spooky closet. But now we can use it for something. So what am I doing now? What am I on to? Okay, here we go. Heading downstairs. Finally heading downstairs. Still have some odds and ends to do on this, but we are starting here on this. Okay. I already have the trim pulled off of the doors. Got this little closet to contend with. That's like a coat closet. It'll probably remain a coat closet slash sporting containment closet for volleyballs, basketballs, shoes, who knows what. But yeah, I'm gonna start tearing drywall off of this little area, which shouldn't take long. I say that it'll take 25 hours, but gotta rip all this off, the lath. Then, you know, once it warms up, I gotta pull the heat registers up. There, and there. You know, this little space is gonna take a lot longer than I think it's going to. Well, and I know it is, just because everything takes twice as long as it should. And, you know, that closet I can't even stand up in. It's about, I don't know, the ceiling height is probably 70 inches. I'm guessing. So, yeah, I'm going to start ripping drywall off and we'll bring you along for this one. I'm in for the long haul. Hang in there with me.
Oh yeah. Didn't they have the open gyms today for the basketball?
Huh?
Didn't they have the open gyms today?
I don't know. forgot.
What's your password for your?
It's a bad word. Well, she'll have to come in here.
Hey, Mom.
It's capital. All right, so here's underneath the stairs. That's a lot of electrical wire for one outlet. No bodies.
That's ugly. There's this wallpaper. There's
I think that's just wood. I don't think that's wallpaper.
That's wallpaper.
That's wallpaper. It's some sort of coral design.
Of old.
And then
That is old.
yeah.
There's your
or
key.
no. There's what I thought was a
There's
key.
what she thought was a key hanging behind the board here.
It's just dust.
It's just a cobweb.
A dusty old musty cobweb.
A girl
So-
can hope.
I
Yeah.
have to.
Rob can't even stand up. He has to squat. This is our foyer closet that we're tearing out here. All right. On for more treasure. Look for more treasure. There's
Onward
got to be treasure somewhere
and
behind
upward.
these walls.
All right, so confusion level again. Remember one of our previous videos when we did the hallway,
The stairwell.
the stairwell window that we found in the stairwell. Well, there's the bottom of it
And this is the closet.
in this closet. So trying to piece together what they've done in this house.
Like this is original wavy glass.
Yeah.
That's an original window. And this looks like insulation, which is probably on this
It's
side.
not. That's the paint stuff they put on it. That's why I think they installed this window. Somebody installed it accidentally.
I don't think so.
I do.
I think plans were changed and renovations were made and
But maybe. But okay, so but they put the window in, and instead of like taking it out, they just painted the glass to make it look like it was
like stained glass.
stained glass. And so it was just a false window.
Or
That's my theory.
or this part wasn't there, and then there was a
Because they didn't want just a massive wall with no window on it.
I don't know. I'm telling you though, like this is a ledge right here, you know? This is the
Yeah, I know. It's just like a regular window, but they painted the glass outside to give it a painted glass look, and it was a false window.
So maybe this was part of the stairs that we found on the back and this was part of the I don't know. I'm so confused.
I don't either.
All right, the hunt continues. Mysterious window. What are we gonna find down here? A door?
Probably spooky animals that have been dead for 100 years. It's really tough to film in here, and I was trying to eliminate some of the dust. So I just, I closed the door basically stood on my knees, squatted down, was on my knees, and knocked all this plaster off just on my knees with the door closed. I had a mask on, of course, but and just kind of contained all the dust to this room. So right now, I've got a shovel and a trash can. I'm gonna put about 3 scoops in this trash can because I've already got some in there that I got out from the shop vac, and it already weighs like 40 pounds. Another 3 or 4 scoops of this stuff. I mean, this thing will be 80 pounds and awkward as heck. I mean, I can lift 80 pounds, but it's just carrying this is super awkward. I mean, trying to keep the dust down is impossible. I need to get a spray bottle. Bring a hose in here. I know I've said it in other videos, but if you've never dealt with plaster and lath, this stuff is like concrete, and I ain't kidding. Uh-oh. We have treasure. We have treasure. Hey! What? We got treasure.
What? I'm coming. As quickly as I can. Oh.
I'm filming, Quinn.
Oh, sorry.
Where were these?
In there. Wait, show the camera here.
Okay. So they're banking statements.
Look, we got banking statements from 1946.
This is the second owner of the house.
Boy.
These are the second owner of the house.
Are you gonna keep
Oh, that's
those?
very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kidding
Quinn.
me?
All right, cool. All right, light switch is in. The light deal is in. When I put the drywall in, I'll cut the LED flat flush mount light thing in. Everything's cleaned up. Now, let's see. Probably what I need to do next is remove these baseboard heaters. There's 3 of them. And get those out of the way so that I can then insulate and start hanging drywall. So, a couple days a week, Kristen teaches an online homeschooling class for kids, for high school kids, certainly all over the country, but I think even some of them are around the world. And she's awesome. So she is in class right now, upstairs in the bedroom, and I've been warned that I cannot make any noise. So I've got to get those baseboard heaters out of that hallway, and I think I'm going to do that now. I've been putting this off because I hate getting back in this crawl space. It is not fun. It's just not fun. There's rocks everywhere, and you know, when they put in this foundation, they knocked rocks out. I don't know what they did, but there's just boulders everywhere, and they're sharp and they hurt, and everything hurts when I crawl back in there. I've crawled back in there several times through the years for one thing or another, but I've got, if you can see, there's a couple, right there's a copper line, and there's another one just beyond it. I've got to connect that horizontal run with that over there, and that will connect the living room back to the return side of the boiler. So we're not completely out of heating season yet, but we're getting close. It would have been nice to have done this, you know, I could have just disconnected it and left it if it were warmer out, but it's still getting down in the 30s at night, so we still need heat. So I'm going to do that now because I can work on something and not make a bunch of noise. I'm not going to film it because I'm going to be working with just my flashlight. Back there, there's no lights other than kind of what there is. And our cellar is, you can see, this is what happens in the springtime when it rains heavy. We get a lot of water down here. So I'm going to be, I don't really want to put my tripod up in the mud. And I can put it right here in this hole, but this is where I'm going to go through at. And it's just going to make it really tricky to try to film this. So that's what I'm doing. I'll film pulling the baseboards out, but I'm just gonna do this and get it done, get out of here. All right, so I'm cut underneath, reconnected. I'm gonna start ripping these baseboards out. There's my heap of dirty clothes that are now water soaked, mud soaked, dirt soaked. I got the heat back on. It took about 45 minutes, no big deal. But I'm gonna rip these out so I can rip the rest of the wall out, get everything swept and cleaned up. I got this outlet to put in. So several years ago, or well, 25 years ago or so, I put an outlet in here from the other side of the wall, and it's just bad. So I'm going to take my my oscillating saw, cut that out right, put a new box in, run power to the gym, and then that'll be a junction for my outlet that's going to go down there. And then I'm going to put an outlet up here facing the gym so I can tie in the TV for the gym. Isn't that fancy? So, here we go. Whoever installed these put it in with spiral shank nails. If you don't know what a spiral shank nail is, it's that. It's like a drill bit. As it goes in, you nail it, it screws in. If you try to take it out, it ain't coming. They didn't want it to go anywhere. Plan for this morning, I'm going to get all my outlets wired up and get a piece of drywall on that ceiling so I can put that light in and get rid of the temp light that I have. Also, this hallway light is powered by this wire that goes back to the breaker box. I've got one light on a 20 amp breaker. So I'm gonna tie in that light switch with this outlet, power the whole hallway off of one breaker, plus that outlet for the gym. So that makes a little more sense. And that wire will go away. And then the hallway lights, or the lights for the upstairs, and I don't know, something else. Well, that's all on a separate breaker. So I got to take all this apart and redo it, put it in a new box, because this is a cut-in box for like a remodel. That's going away. I'll put a permanent box in there so that then I can insulate and drywall. All right, so got 3 different wires here. 2 20 amp wires and a 15 amp wire. 15 amp wires for lights. That's for the closet light. And I'll just show you how I do it. I've got everything trimmed back. I'm starting to put my little bends on my wire. The white wire I bend down. The black wire I bend up. And I should say, before I say all this, I am not an electrician. But I've worked with electricity for, my whole life. Both my parents were electricians. My mom and dad were both industrial electricians, so I understand this. However, if you're doing electrical work, you're on your own. This is not advice. It's just how I do it. So I turn the black ones up, the white ones down, because when you put in your outlet, I'll hook it like that. And then as you turn your screw to the right, because the wire is curled that way, it'll follow the curl and tighten up. If you did it the opposite way, that wire would want to loosen up as you tighten your screw down. Again, just how I do it. And then I bend the wire down in the back and up in the front so that when I push it into the box, it does that and will easily push back in there. So then you flip to the other side and your white wire will go in here in the same concept. Because I bent those down, now I can put my white wire in there, and as I turn the screw, the wire will form around the screw and tighten up the way I like it. And then my 14 gauge wire for my lights, there's a little hole in the back of the outlet. I'll push those right in and we'll be done. All right, all the switches are in. I built this monstrosity. I hate not filming all this stuff, but it was dark in here when I was trying to do it, and you wouldn't have been able to see anyway, and I just did it. Same thing here. I put the first piece of drywall ceiling up and I put the light in. Bam! So now we have a light in our little coat closet. I'm gonna get that piece of insulation up, that piece, and that piece, and those little pieces. And then I'll start drywalling. Maybe I'll hit record. Maybe not. Probably.